Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the video. There's another paid request, this time for Chaz. Once again, I apologize if I seem out of it. Slowly getting through the sickness. Sounds like a Disturbed song. Getting through the sickness. So bear with me. For those interested, requested pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, randomness, reactions, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And my neighbors' roosters, they want to give their opinion on it, but their opinion don't matter for squat unless they're here at Popeye's Chicken. Now, Vanilla Sky is the movie for today, and I've never been a fan of this movie. I don't know if it would be a rant, because I don't even know if I have the energy for it. But it stars Tom Cruise re-teaming with Cameron Crowe. They had done Jerry Maguire together. And you got Kurt Russell, you got Jason Lee, who's been in some of the Kevin Smith films like Mallrats. You have Cameron Diaz, Penélope Cruz, and a lot of people on the soundtrack, from R.E.M. to Bob Dylan to Radiohead. Because Cameron Crowe had also done the movie Almost Famous, which dealt very heavily in the music. Tom Cruise is this rich, uptight dickhead. Some people would say, wow, so he's playing himself. I mean, I don't know. I like Tom Cruise in a lot of movies. I don't know him personally. I don't know his personal life. I like a lot of his movies. I like Edge of Tomorrow. I even like Jerry Maguire for what kind of movie it is. I like a lot of the Mission Impossible films. Sadly, I'd rather watch Cocktail over this movie. Or drink a cocktail. Like, he's a rich dickhead, and he's running the business that his father had and his father gave to him. He has this group of people who he calls the Seven Dwarves that also run almost half the company. He just runs the majority half. Jason Lee is his buddy. Cameron Diaz is his girlfriend. Fuck buddy, however you want to call it at the time. And he's full of himself. He has parties. Steven Spielberg has a cameo. I guess because this is around the time they're ready to do Minority Report together. And even though he's with Cameron Diaz, but you tell he doesn't think of it seriously at all, he has a crush on Penélope Cruz at this party. One thing leads to another. Cameron Diaz finds out. She gets pissed. She goes all apeshit, all Amber Turd on him. Driving while he's in the car. They crash the car. She dies. His face gets screwed up. He's the man in the Michael Myers mask. Did you change a couple stuff? It does look like the Michael Myers mask. Or that mask from Bruiser, George Romero film. And then he's acting even more like a dick. As Jason Lee puts it, the new guy is shit, And then he gets surgery, but then instead of Penelope Cruz, he starts seeing Cameron Diaz. So he goes out of it, suffocates, but then he's charged for murder. He's charged for murdering Penelope Cruz, and he's supposed to be wondering what the hell's going on. Kurt Russell is the psychiatrist. A good chunk of the film is done in narration, where Kurt Russell is talking with Tom Cruise as he's narrating the story. Number one, if you're paying close attention, you can guess what's going on. Or maybe not, because it still feels like it's kind of a, what? That's the twist? Kind of reaction. That's the twist they're going for? Okay. And it's just a very boring, overlong, it's over 2 hours long story with a lead character that, why should I care? Why should I give a crap what's happened to this guy? Why should I care about his ordeal? Why should I care about his superficial reality that he views himself in, or this love story that technically was one night, without giving away other details of the story. Jason Lee is cool to see Jason Lee. I like Jason Lee, but he's just the buddy who you think he's gonna go out with Penelope Cruz, but then Tom Cruise keeps like stealing her away from him because he does it like twice. Like, oh, I really like this girl, but then Tom Cruise steals her under Jason Lee. Shows how good of a friend Tom Cruise is. And then even when he's, Scarface, and he's wearing the mask, at one point he runs away, he falls into the alleyway, Penelope Cruz picks him up, and it seemed like Jason Lee and Penelope Cruz were together, but then she's with him again, and there's not enough weirdness in the first act. I mean, other than Penelope Cruz, he keeps seeing as Cameron Diaz. There's a bit where a guy tossed him in the bar, you could freeze everything. So he said, well, I want to tell these people to shut up. Then he turns, everybody just look at him. This goofy look on their face, not talking, like, what is Bill Cosby going to sell you the pudding pop? And here's some, would you like a drink? Who gave you that? Cosby. Don't drink that. But there's a cool visual moment very, very early on, which I can't think they blew their coolest shot at the very opening of the movie, where it's Times Square, it's completely quiet, nobody's around, and he runs, and then he wakes up. And it's weird, like, when he wakes up, the music that's used is kind of weird. I swear the music used reminds me of Kung Pao Enter the Fist. I feel like I'm ready to watch Kung Pao 2. Enter the Juggernaut, or whatever the hell it would be called. It does feel like every couple minutes there's another music, so at times it does feel like a series of little music videos put together. I mean, if you thought Suicide Squad did it, I mean, this did it as well. I mean, everything I describe encapsulates like the first, hour and a half or so of the movie. So I guess unless you're a diehard Tom Cruise fan and you love every single film he's in, or the romance between him and Penelope Cruz really enchanted you, I don't really see what there is to really get out of the first 2/3 of this movie. And then spoilers, heavy spoilers. Tom Cruise and Kurt Russell go to, just from time to time on this TV, this very weird random program comes on, and you go, there's a reason that's there. Oh, this dog was frozen, then he was unfrozen. And this pops up like, when it gets to like the third time popping up, you go, this is trying to, hey, audience, remember this detail. See, we're not a total cheat. Those are clues. Apparently, way back when, did they say like 150 years ago or something? Tom Cruise, after the accident, and his face was fucked up, and when he fell in the alley, he didn't go see Penelope Cruz. He dealt with his business. He got depressed. He saw this thing about life extension. He signed up for it. So he overdosed himself. And he killed himself. That's the best way to put it. So I guess you have to die to be frozen, I guess. Why I couldn't go up to them and go, just freeze me now? I guess they're like, I don't know, maybe they're not allowed to do that, I don't know. So he dies, he goes through life extension, and he's been frozen, and there's a perpetual dream you can put yourself in where things are hunky-dory. I guess there was a glitch. That's why he kept seeing Cameron Diaz instead of Penelope Cruz. And then you have this scene that I'm sure was supposed to be really artistic, but I thought it was completely cringeworthy, laughable, where after he's told this and he's remembering, he's running while good vibrations, and out of the top of his lungs he's yelling, "Dad support! Dad support! Good vibrations! Dad support!" I'm sitting there going, what the fuck is this? And that's when he gets in his elevator with this guy, tech support, and tells him the whole damn story that I just told you. Signed contract, overdosed. And I guess this gives him the epiphany of, okay, now I'm just gonna wake up. I could live in this dream state, but I want to wake up. But I don't really feel Tom Cruise earning that epiphany. I don't really feel him earning that epiphany. I mean, it's always been seemingly for selfish reasons he's done stuff. Forget what his friend Jason Lee feels. I'm going to go after Penelope Cruz. Forget, just be straightforward, breaking it all with Cameron Diaz. I'm just going to be with Penelope Cruz. Granted, it doesn't mean what Diaz did was right, but then I have a mask on, and I'm going to be shitty to everybody. And then Penelope Cruz is helping me, so now I'm going to take her away again from fucking Jason Lee. Like, every single bit has been such a selfish need and desire. Even with Cameron Diaz there, even though we find out later it's all a dream, instead of just leaving or just getting up, leaving, all this stuff, he sees his Diaz and he keeps fucking her, even though he's freaking out. I'm like, you could take your dick out. It's not like it's a trap and you can't get out. You just, pull it out. That's it. You just pull it out. Leave. Get the fuck out. Go to a Denny's. Go to a synagogue. Go to a movie. Go to anything. Instead, I'm going to suffocate. Okay? I just don't think this twist is that earned. Like, you want to know a movie that earned that? Really earned that type of twist? And this film feels like just a janky version of Jacob's Ladder with Tim Robbins, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. I love Jacob's Ladder. That film, to me, you felt so sorry for the character. You saw his journey we were with him every step of the way. Much more of a hellacious journey than anything Tom Cruise went through in this. And just Tim Robbins' character, Jacob Sinner, put right through the damn ringer. And that ending and that choice was much more earned. When you're holding on, you'll see demons tear your life away. But if you make your peace, that the devils are really angels, freeing you from the earth. So much more to think about, so much more to go deeper on. This, I'm sorry, no. It doesn't. There's never a point where I think Tom Cruise's character really learns. It's just, oh, you assume at the end, yeah, he learned, and now, even though everybody he knows is dead, everyone he knows is gone, everything's different, he's going to jump into, and you have to do this by jumping off the building, and then you wake up. I don't care what happens to this guy. Is he going to stop being a prick? I don't buy what transition was from who he was to now, instead of this more of a selfish desire to just, yeah, let me just relax and be with her some more. I don't buy him letting go. I just don't. I just don't. That's just me, though. Straighten this out a little bit. That's just, come on. That's just me, though. You know what? It would have been more interesting if it was from Kurt Russell's perspective. And that's the thing, Kurt Russell's kind of wasted in this. I mean, he's just there to give bits of support to Tom Cruise. And it's cool to see Kurt Russell worked with Tom Cruise. I wish he was in a better movie. But you kind of find out that Kurt Russell is a figment of Tom Cruise's imagination. And Kurt Russell's sitting there and is like, no, I know I'm real. I got daughters. What's your daughter's name? No, I know I'm real. What is this? Huh? Mortality as home entertainment? And he's like yelling. It's something for Kurt Russell to really, at least a teeny bit for him to chew on. I'm suddenly going, what if this was from Kurt Russell's perspective? It's kind of, this guy who wakes up and he's doing his job and he's a psychiatrist, this guy, and these weird things happen he doesn't understand. And it's because he's just a figment of Tom Cruise's imagination. And you have this guy who we've been following, who we care for, but he's not real, and this sort of, you want him to live because we like Kurt Russell's character, but at the same time he's never been real in the first place. That seems like a much more interesting perspective to explore. Like, what's in the life of a figment of an imagination? And that just, to me, that's a lot more deeper themes and perhaps tragic story that you could really delve into, other than some rich playboy guy who, well, went through all the stuff I just said. If people like this film, that's cool. This is one of those, like I said, Tom Cruise, when I looked at his track record, there's quite a bit of his stuff I like. I mean, if I put rant, people don't think I'd be like angry and yelling. That's why I'm not going to put rant in the title. But I could just say I'm not a fan of the movie. I just thought it was very slow. I thought it was very boring. I did not think the story was interesting. I did not think the character was likable. I thought Jason Lee, I wish he was better used. I wish Kurt Russell was better used. Like I said, if Kurt Russell was as Taylor's the main focus, I think that would have been more interesting. I said I don't buy Tom Cruise's transition. And you know what? If I want to see this done much better, I'll go watch Jacob's Ladder from 1990. No, it's not nearly as bad as the Jacob's Ladder remake. And yeah, I think the twist was kind of like okay, sure. It wasn't a mind-blowing one. It's like, okay, sure, we're going that way. All right. And I think this film was a hit. This film made a decent amount of money. At least considered it's a film I never hear anyone talk about. But yeah, if you like the film, that's cool. It's just not for me. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.